So now we'll see whether it is replicated or not again once again by refreshing the page. So I'm navigating to Employees tab. So it's not yet added. So while creating the page layout itself, here we'll be having option to preview. So there will try to preview it so that we'll see how it will looks for everyone. Okay. So preview as. So for which profile you want to preview this, you can select that. So I want to select system admin. You won't be able to search. Okay. System admin. I want to preview this profile as a system admin, how this page should looks like, and we can see that. Now you can see it will looks like this. Joining date will becomes like this.
Okay.
So like that, we can see how it will look. It should be available in a page layout as well. Why means as we already saved, but sometimes it will take a time to replicate. Okay. Meanwhile, we'll create a few other fields and we'll see. Okay.
Okay.
Now the next, I need to create another field in this database table. So now another field will be new field. At this time, I want to see multiple options. I need to check whether the employee is a contract employee or full-time employee. Okay.
Okay.
So now what I want to do is I want to create a field with a pick list. So different options we need to get now. At the time, for the time, we can see pick list option. So coming to the pick list, you'll be having two options, single pick list and multi-select pick list. Means coming to the multi-select pick list, at a time you can select multiple options. Okay.
Okay.
Whereas coming to the single pick list, you can select only one option at a time. I'm going with the pick list option now.
Okay.
So now here what I'll do is I'll take a employee type. Okay. Use global pick list value set means, so global pick list value set means it's a place where we can, like, let's suppose in the same this object and in another object and several objects in multiple objects, if you want to use same options at the time, what you can do is without creating a local values, you can keep all those values in a global pick list value set. From there, whatever the values you want, you can fetch those values here. As we are not having any global pick list value set, that's why it is saying none.
Okay.
Global pick list value set is a place there we can store lot of values. So in this object, if you need two fields, two types, you can select those two here. Okay, like that you can do. So as of now, I'm going with the local option. Enter values with each separated in a new line. So whether the employee is contract or full time. Okay. So I want to see only two options. Two are enough, right?
Yeah.
Employment type, contract or full time. Okay. The next description, if you want to keep any, you can keep it. Help text, if you want to keep any, you can keep it. Now I want to make it as a required field.
Okay.
Employment type, I made it as a required. Default value. Shall we try to populate any default value for this? If you won't
Yeah.
enter, no need. Like yesterday we saw na, how default value will populate. I don't want to give any default value.
It's a automatic.
Ha,
It will come, right? Save the record.
automatically it will come. Why we need to give automatic value for this? Okay. So now you can see by default, the required field will be visible to everyone. Why means
Hmm.
if it is not visible, anyone should not be able to create a record.
Hmm.
No one will be able to create, right? If we miss the required field data.
Correct.
Okay. Now, the next what I'll do is, I see here previously we got an option like disable option as well. We like if you want to add that field, we got a checkbox, right? But here you can see
Yeah.
that checkbox is by default ticked. Means required field should be available in a page layout.
Okay.
Otherwise, we won't get an error, right? Like required field missing error will be get a lot of times. So if you won't tick this box, we won't get that error.
Okay.
So, as we see, if we made some field as a required field, it will be visible to all the profiles which are having access to the object. And coming to the page layout also, by default, this field is available in a page layout. So if you want to preview this, like you can preview this later. So now I want to save this. Okay, so now I'll refresh this page. Now I want to navigate to my first tab. I'm navigating to employees. Now I'll create a new employee. So it's changes not yet replicated. Okay, so now to replicate changes quickly, what I'll do is I'll go to setup again. Or else like what I'll do is I'll navigate to classic. We'll see whether it is available there or not.
Switch to classic. Okay.
Switch to Salesforce Classic. Sorry. I clicked on logout option. Oh, sorry, I'm logging into my personal account. No.
Different user.
So now what I'll do is you switch to classic. Employee only, na the tab name.
Yes. Did you change that account while logging in?
Sorry, no, I did not change anything. You can see now. Well, I'll show you. I did not change anything. Why means the look and feel is same now. Like background color, everything we set up, whatever things we set up, that is same, right?
Yeah.
So search feeds, search records. So whatever the app we created, that app won't be available for the classic. Means here we need to create a classic app. Search employees, no options. So we're not having records for this. Even the tab also won't be visible here, I think. We'll see. So what is the tab? Employee now?
Employee.
Oh, we'll see. Employees, this one only, right?
Yes.
So you can see two records. I want to create a new record. We'll see what happens. So you can see it is showing all the fields.
Yeah.
So in a classic, the changes, whatever you're doing, those will be replicated immediately. Okay. So now you can see in an employee name. So here you can keep any employee name. Let's suppose Sridhar. So if you make it as active, and if you select a type, so let's suppose if you made it full time, and date means it will ask you in a date format. Joining date will be tomorrow's date I'll give. Okay, I want to save this record. So now let's suppose I want to keep a scenario like so let's suppose if I have a scenario like if I choose a contract, I need to get a field like here I want to create another field with a contract end date. Here I want to get a contract end date field. So if you select a contract, I should have a contract end date field value. So if I try to create a record without keeping that value, it should give an error. And here you can see this option. So if you try to save the record, you will get an error.
Okay,
Why?
we gave it as
We made it as a required field.
Required field. Yeah.
Without giving this value, we won't be able to save this record.
Yeah.
Okay. So now always whenever you want to save this record, you need to select this step. So full time means like you can save it. But for a contract employees, I need to add another field and I need to do analytics. We'll see that. Now, again, what I'll
Yeah.
do is I'll go to setup. So far, you're getting right.
Yeah.
I'm going in a very high end.
Need to go through your video while creating.
You can walk through the video and I'll give you trade module
Yeah.
as well for a
Yeah.
similar assignment, and I'll give you one PDF as well to do these tasks
Okay.
so that you'll get hands-on. So fields and relationships, I'm going. Whenever you want to create a field, you can go to this. So new field I want to create. So now I want to create under like a contract. A date field,
We
right?
need.
We need to create.
Yeah.
Uh,
We need to add some dependency, I believe, for this.
no
On
dependencies
that
needed
all.
as of now. Yeah, we'll see. Like I'll explain you.
Okay.
We'll make it as a
Okay.
we'll write a validation rule on this and we'll make it as a required
Okay.
field. Okay.
Okay.
End date. Okay. So I'm going with the default options. I'm not making it as a required field.
Okay.
But I want to make it required field whenever we choose a contract type as a contract, then only it needs to become required field.
Yeah.
Okay, now we created this field and we added this field to the page layout. Now I'll refresh this page. Now you can click on
End date.
edit. Now this field will be available. This additional field is available to you. Okay, as it is a classic, it will replicate immediately. Later you can check, it will be available in a lightning as well. Okay, it will take some time to replicate it. Okay, so
Okay.
now what I want to do is whenever we select a, so now if we have a type of contract, if you save this record also, it won't impact this end date. But what I want to do is if you choose a type of contract, if you don't enter the value for this end date, it should throw an
It
error.
should show through. Okay.
I need to do that. So if you want to achieve such kind of requirement, what we can do is we can go to, oh sorry, it's refreshing. Okay, so I'll change it to full time only as of now. Now what I'll do is I'll go to page layout. At last, you'll see an option like validation rules.
Okay.
So I'm going to this validation rules. We'll see this validation rule later as well. But now, as of now, we are not having any validation rules on this object. Now we are going to create. So while creating a validation rule, we need to keep a role name. So, okay, contract end date validation. Whatever the name you want to give, you can give it. End date.
Okay.
Now description. Coming to the description, I'll keep a description like, please enter a contract end date. Like that, I'm giving something. Okay. So now, what could be the formula when this error should be fired? We need to select that thing.
Okay.
Okay. So now I need to check the pick list value. So like, I'll take help of. So insert field, the daytime logical, if is blank, is new, is null, prior value. No, I don't want to take a prior value. Is pick value function I want to take. So if you don't know anything, what you can do is you can go to new tab and you can search here. How to use
Apply val.
pick list field in validation rule in Salesforce. Is pick value function will be having. So by taking help of is pick value function only, we can do that. Okay. So here you can see I'm going to any of the blog and I want to check it. So you can see is pick value. Is pick value means it is a function which is used to select the pick list value. Okay. So
Okay.
prior value is another function So the purpose of the prior value function is like a prior value means a previous value.
Okay.
So previous value not required to us. We need to focus on is pick value. So we need prior to this will take help of if condition. On this will take help of if condition. If. So you can see the structure of this if, how to use this if. If logical test, value if true, value if false. So here we need to check the condition. Okay. After checking the condition, you can like if it is true, whatever you want to do, you can do here. If it is false, whatever you want to do, you can do there. So now what I'll
Okay.
do is I'll select this thing. Logical test. Which condition you want to write, you can write it here. In place of logical test, what I'll do is I want to add is pick value function. Is it available here? Is clone, is new, is number, not value. Prior value we are having. Is pick value we are not having here. I'll go to different options. All functions and categories. In this, I'll check whether it is available or not. Is blank, is XML, is new. Is pick
Yeah,
value
is pick.
function, you'll see. Okay, is pick value. So in this, what are the things we need to specify? You can see is pick value in the is pick value function. Pick list field we need to specify. Text value we can specify. Okay, I want to specify these things. So first I need to select this function is pick list value. So now in the pick list field, we need to select a pick list field. Insert. What we need to insert? Also, we need to insert, no, we need to insert a field, right? In an employee
Yeah,
database table, we need to check the field employment type.
type.
I'm inserting that field. Clear? So far, everything is clear, right?
Yes, yes.
So now we need to pass the text value. If it is the value, if it is contract, right?
Contract. Contract.
Is it correct spelling which we specified there? We should specify exact same spelling, otherwise it won't accept. We'll check here. Full time
List. Yeah,
contract.
contract.
Same spelling, right? So we specified that here. So if it is true, okay, if it is true, value if false. If it is true, if there is nothing is there. If it is blank, then we need to fire a validation. So if it is true, there should be value now.
Yeah.
We need to make it as a
Date.
date
Something.
field. We need to write a validation on date na. So we need to
Yes.
check whether that field is null or not. Which field is null? We'll write a formula on that. So we'll be having is null function. I'm checking that function. So is blank or is null? Is null I'm checking. Is null expression. Checks whether the expression is null and returns true or false. Okay. So is null included expression. So which field value we need to check here?
Contract.
That field. Contact end date, right? End date field we
Yeah.
need to check. Okay. If this condition satisfied, what we need to do? We need to throw an error. So for this, false. If it is false, we need not to do anything. That's why I'll keep it as is. Okay. So
Okay.
now I'll check the syntax. Function expect boolean. Giving an error. So we'll write a false. In place of false, we'll write false. No, we're not having any errors.
Yeah.
Okay. So where you want to add an error, so you can select that error message. Please enter end date.
Yeah.
So we'll do this. And where you want to display this error, you need to select that. Top of
Okay.
page on a field. Top of the page means it will display top of the page. Field means on the field it will display
Field.
the error. On which field you want to display the error? On end date, I need to display an error. So now by default it is active and it will display an error. What is the condition we wrote here? If this pick list value type is contract at the time, so it should not be null. Like we'll check.
If true means it should enter the value.
Is null.
If it is false.
If it is true means like in place of true, we are checking whether it is null or not. We'll see how it will work, whether it will fire or not. If it is not fire, we'll check the condition.
Okay.
So I'm saving it. Okay. Now I'll refresh the page. Now I'll come to this classic view only. Now I'll make it to full time and I'll save it first. It won't impact anything. Now I'll keep. We need to keep not null, I think. Contract. So you can see it's firing. Can you able to see?
Yeah. Please enter an end date.
Please enter a end date. See, like randomly, I thought an idea and I'm doing all this stuff in front of you so
Yeah.
that you'll understand how I'm doing and you need to understand how everything goes. So if you go through the
Yeah.
object manager through this tab, you'll understand clearly. Okay. So now
Yeah.
without entering the data for this, you won't be able to save it. So now let's suppose
Yeah.
end date should be, I'll keep some date. We can see.
Yeah, it saves.
Okay.
Okay.
Now it's saved. So now another validation I want to write. Let's suppose coming to this end date. Let's suppose if I give end date like a past date. Let's suppose I'll give 1 of January.
Already,
Though it is
it is also
accepting.
saving.
Ha. So
So we should
joining date
write
also
one
it
more.
will. Ha. So we need to write another validation. So
Yeah.
at the time we need to check joining date should be future date. Like that, we need to write another validation. From there, we'll continue tomorrow. Our time is running out for me. Okay, I'll upload these videos
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'll share you the link of Trailhead by searching it. And
Yeah, sure.
yeah, go through this video and try to understand, try to explore more. And tomorrow I'll explain you
Yeah.
relationship with
So
like
this
adopt.
validation rules, like by practice, we will be getting, right? Like we
Ha
need to
ha,
check the
yes, yes. You need
condition.
to have a lot of practice on this. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
don't worry. Like actually, I thought of explaining you relationships, lookup and master detail relationship. Those are very important for interview and in a real time perspective as well. Tomorrow we'll see that. Time is running out. Okay. Practice like
Yeah,
whatever the
sure, sure.
content I have given today, that is very important content only. Okay.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay then. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you, Akku. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.